I'm Fernanda, or you can just call me Chimmy. If you're a regular to my channel, then you probably know that I went to South Korea for a few weeks. It was a lot of fun and I had a great time, but for this video, I won't be talking about that. Instead, I want to talk about how on my second day here, I almost passed out, cause that's fun. And so let me take you back to when this first started. Prior to my trip, I had heard multiple times that visiting Korea during the summer was one of the worst times to go because of the heat and monsoon season. However, that was one of the best times for me and my friends to go, and so we decided to just push through it. We live extremely close to the beach, and so I thought it wouldn't be much of a difference, but boy was I wrong. For starters, I didn't take into account that in Korea, I'd be walking way more than I do back home. I have a car, so if I ever need to go anywhere, I'll just drive. Plus, I'm an artist, so majority of my time is spent drawing while sitting. In Korea though, it was mainly walking. Of course, there's other forms of transportation like the subways and taxis, which we did start using, mainly the subway. But it can only take you so far. You just have to hope that your destination is close to the station you're getting dropped off at. Plus, most of the time, they are packed. So now you just have to hope that you find a seat or else you're stuck standing for like 30 minutes. Let's get back on track though. We managed to survive our first day. It was on the second day that things went downhill. We had a planned tour at Hanbok and visit the Gyeongbokgung Palace. We really wanted to do it on this day in specific since the weather app said that it was supposed to rain the rest of the week, and so we really wanted to visit on a sunny day. Spoiler alert though, it did not rain the next few days. Let's continue though. We started getting ready, and although we would be wearing hanboks for a majority of the day, I still wanted to dress pretty cute, you know? I put on some baggy jeans and a cute top I had. The top was a bit tight on me, but I had worn it many times before and never had any problems with it. Plus, it was short sleeve, so I thought it'd be perfect to wear. We headed out, and it was hot. The walk to the closest subway to us was about 13 minutes, and I was serving as the navigator. The walk there wasn't much of a problem since we did have UV umbrellas with us, but it was once we got to the subway where things started going downhill. It was so overstimulating. We couldn't figure out where the subway we needed to get on was, and since I was the one navigating, I felt even more stressed trying to get us to our destination. After some struggle though, we eventually found the right subway. And it was full! We had to stand for the whole ride, which was not helping with the overstimulation. And once we finally got out of the subway, I was not feeling good. My whole body was sweaty and I was feeling so out of breath, it was horrible. I immediately sat down on the closest pavement I could find, opened my UV umbrella, and was just chugging a water bottle I had with me. I just felt so dizzy and did not want to get up. However, I really had to use the bathroom. I had just started my period the day before, so I still had stomach cramps. And so my friend suggested we go to a nearby Starbucks since they might have a bathroom I could use, and it was a chance for me to get some cool air. I agreed, but let me tell you, the moment I got up, my vision was so blurry and kept fading in and out. At that moment, I immediately knew that I was about to pass out. My sister has fainted before, and she had told me that that's what she felt right before she fainted. You know, the blurry and fading vision. And so I was scared. I did not want to faint. The first thing that came to mind was how my friends were going to get help if I did faint. We barely know any Korean aside from the basics, so all I was thinking was that if I were to faint, I'd be so cooked. And of course, I could have just sat back down, but my need to use the bathroom was stronger, and so I stumbled my way inside. I couldn't even tell you what the inside of that Starbucks looked like, cause I was that dizzy. Thanks to my friend's guidance though, I was finally able to reach the bathroom and get some cool air. I started feeling a bit better after that, but was still pretty dizzy and so confused on why I felt like that since this had never happened to me and my two other friends felt just fine. Coming out of the bathroom though, my sister told me that she searched up online if being out in the heat during your period made things worse. And it does! I don't know if I'm just dumb, but I had never heard of that before, and so that explained a lot. However, it wasn't only my period that made things worse, cause do y'all remember when I said that the shirt I wore that day was a bit tight on me? That also played a big part in it. The moment I arrived at the hanbok place and changed out of that top, I felt so free. I immediately felt so much better, and more than anything was just regretting wearing that shirt. And so after that, the rest of the day went great. We were tired of course from all the walking, but it was definitely worth it. The palace was beautiful, and just getting to wear hanbok in general was an amazing experience. I would definitely recommend trying it out if you ever come to Korea. And so that's how I almost passed out. Although it was a scary experience, please don't let it stop you from coming to visit, cause it really isn't that bad. It's just the added circumstances like my tight shirt and the fact that I was on my period that made things worse. After that, I was a-okay and never experienced anything like that again. Just remember though to buy a UV umbrella, stay hydrated, and to take breaks when needed. Thank you guys so much for watching my first story time. I had a great time doing it and would definitely love to share more stories in the future. I hope you enjoyed, stay safe, and as always, I hope you have a great day.